Here we go. We're going to start with Phil. What is your position on sex education, birth control, and abortion?
I think right now our public schools are handling the education part as well as parents. I know, I think middle school science covers some of the, I think, as well as, mom and dad talking about those things. As far as birth control, I think that should be available to women, regardless of whether you're in the middle class, upper middle class, or whether you're in are struggling with an income. And as far as my opinion on abortion, I think it was in the early 70s, almost a half a century ago, 7 Supreme Court justices, opposed to 2 Supreme Court justices, said that a woman's privacy extends to their reproductive health. And that's been the law of the land for a long time, and I support that. So I guess those are my answers.
So I guess one of the most regrettable things in my childhood is that my parents didn't have that talk with me directly, and they relied on the public schools to teach me, and I wasn't taught that well. On the issue of abortion, I've been taught from a very young age, from my parents, grandparents, my church, life begins at conception. I recognize not everyone agrees with that view, and there's a lot of differing points of view. And one of the things I've always heard is that as a man, I shouldn't even have a say in that discussion. And you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. That resonates. So that's why, when it was the first female Speaker of the House and the first female governor of Iowa, crafting, the abortion restrictions and the abortion exemptions and when the procedure would be allowed, I was more comfortable with that. But this is the most important point, and this is what I'm going to focus on as a legislator and my sole focus as a legislator. I want to end the tragedy of fear. I want to end the tragedy of hopelessness. And so my message to any young woman who's dealing, or old woman, any woman who has unexpected, unplanned, unwanted pregnancy, my message is this: if you bring your child into the world, it's going to be met with love. Your family is going to be supported, and that child is going to have every single opportunity to live the best, most amazing life possible. I recognize that's not the world that exists today, but together, vote for me. That's the world we're going to create. Thank you.